Hi, YouTube. How are you? I'm back again. So earlier I posted a retro react to Chantal, a blast from her past, because the past may become the present. We'll see. So Chantal did a video, and in her latest video saying, I have a big announcement, she announced that she is possibly going back to Canada. Now, as someone that I've been reacting to Chantal for years, I'm one of those people that I'm very patient. I'm one of those wait and see people. I'll believe it when I see it because I know how Chantal is, especially lately. She's been doing a lot of clickbaity titles for her videos, acting like there's something major going on or something surprising. And it's usually something that's no big deal and no importance. So Chantal, she likes to play around with the reaction channels, likes to get us all excited about her possibly leaving Kuwait. So I'm going to sit back and see how things play out. But in this video, she reveals that she's going to go back to Canada uh, because of her health, perhaps because the health care in Kuwait is too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And I just want to get my thoughts. Also, before we start this react, due to time constraints today, I can't do what I would like to do with this video, which is download the video, take it apart, take out the video portion, put a still picture in, put it back together, upload it to my channel, and then react to that. I just don't have the time for that today. It's too many steps and I don't have enough time. I got work to do. But we're going to do a regular react. And the bonus is, while we're doing the regular react to her video, and yes, she's eating, but I do promise that if she starts to get too much with the eating, that I will fast forward it. I will omit those parts because you guys know I don't like to see her eat. I was watching a little bit of the video through Frenchie's stream earlier, and I sensed a lot of Duper's Delight. And for those that don't know what Duper's Delight is, it's Chantal just being deceptive to the point where it just shows on her face, saying one thing but smirking at the same time. I want to show evidence of that because there is evidence of Duper's Delight going on here. So before we get into the video itself and I give my thoughts, let's head on over to Twitter. There are some interesting things on Twitter. We'll start with that first. It won't take long, I promise. Okay, so where are we? All right. So for those of you that are on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter at WildGirlSarah. We'll start here with Yup Yup. Yup Yup says you can still buy Scatman's beezer spray on his online store. Only 1,000 in stock, so you better order soon. That's right, everybody. There's plenty of beezer spray to go around. So everybody hurry up and get your bottle before it's all gone. Supplies are limited. Order soon. The beezer spray's been out for so long and they still haven't sold out their supply. Well, I guess nobody wants that discounted Febreze spray. Chicken Pickle says, we're going back to Canada for physical and mental health reasons. She can't afford to pay for healthcare in Kuwait and needs her family as a support system. Well, I was actually scratching my head about her saying that everything is cheaper in Kuwait. I never understood that because her currency is the Canadian dollar, CAD. The Kuwaiti dinar is much stronger than the Canadian dollar. It takes almost 5 of her dollars to equal 1 Kuwaiti dinar. So how she can say that it's cheaper there, I don't know. When you're in another country with much, much stronger currency. And I got a question about that last part. Her saying that her family will be her support system. What does she mean by that? Her family being a support system. She's not close to her family. Does she have plans to hit them up for money or financial help? I hope not. I hope that she leaves her family alone that way. If she wants to eat through her paycheck, let her eat through her paycheck. But I think it would be an extremely bad taste to do that and then turn around and go to your family with your hand out and say, give me, and they're hardworking people. To be such a glutton that you go through all of your means and then you reach for somebody else's. So we'll see what the support system is all about. Burgundy Bunny says, visa run is fast approaching. Rejection of a re-entry visa is always front and center. With Salah's past antics, she just can't keep control of what he does if she cannot get back into Kuwait. Yep, Better Depression is in full on now. So I'm curious. On her past visa runs, she could like border hop, like I guess, is there like Qatar or something that she could just stay a couple of days and they would accept that? Wasn't that a thing? Didn't she do that a few times? Why can't she do it this time? Does she have to go back to Canada? Maybe she's worried that they are catching on to the fact that she is on a tourist visa and she just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back and living for 3 months at a time. But yeah, it would make sense that she's not happy because although her and Salah are completely different people, they have nothing in common and there's no true love between them. Chantal is still an obsessive person. And even if she doesn't love you, she's one of those people that I don't want it, but I don't want you to have it. So even if things are completely rocky between the two of them and she should just let go, she won't let go because once she's sunk time and money into you, you are now her possession. Although you're not, because people can't be owned. That's something that she just hasn't figured out yet. You can't own another human soul. But she tries. She tried with Nader. She tried with Salah. She failed at both. So she's got to go back to Canada, or she's going back to Canada, allegedly. Again, I'm going to wait and see on this one, because her talking about it is not the same as her actually doing it. So we'll see. We'll see if she actually goes back or she just talking about it to get some extra views. Chicken Pickle says, really convenient that Fraudy is planning on a trip back to Canada when Ramadan starts on March 10th. Maybe it's the thought of fasting that makes her stressy and depressy. Well, since she has diabetes, she's got health issues, wouldn't that make her exempt from Ramadan to where she doesn't have to do any fasting? Yeah, I think so. So even if she stayed in Kuwait, she still would not have to participate in Ramadan due to those issues. Yup says, hey, Foodie Beauty, did you ever ask yourself why a 30-year-old Arabic Muslim man would still be single with no children? Why would that be? They go on to say, Salah doesn't have one wife, let alone two. He is totally undesirable as a husband to anyone in Kuwait. Low IQ, no income, no home, no citizenship to anywhere but Syria, crap fetishes. He thinks romance is playing Crazy Frog on a kid's keyboard and eating chicken nuggies. A Pokemon playing boy child who takes money from women is not attractive mate to a Muslim woman. Well, I would think that anybody anywhere, a parent who has a daughter, you want to bring your daughter up right. And then if she chooses a mate, your hope is that she chooses someone who is stable and smart and supportive and will handle their business. And a man like Salah, that he's just been running around trying to find women to take to the red room or support him, that doesn't scream words. That doesn't scream reliability to me. That's the kind of guy that would make a father nervous, like, oh, my daughter is involved with that. Unreliable, lazy, looking for a sugar mama. That would make any father really nervous. So he's been in Kuwait for how long? And he's not married? You have to ask yourself why. Why isn't he married? Why was there no female in the picture? Why did he specifically target Chantal? What was he looking for? Obviously, he wasn't looking for a soulmate. He was looking for the fast track to fortune and a free and easy life at somebody's expense. Okay, going down here. Perfectly imperfect. Offred says this is the closest this woman is ever going to get to a plaque. So that looks like the YouTube silver play button, only the silver play button is silver, not red, but that's basically the box she got with her food. And somebody just put the YouTube logo on it. That's funny. All right. Enough with the silliness. Let's get on to the main thing. And remember, we are doing kind of a regular react today. I can't deconstruct and construct a new video for y'all. Please don't get mad at me about that. Also, the bonus here is we get to watch her actual physical reactions when she's talking. Watch the duper's delight in full view. Get past her scameo stuff. Okay, here we go, y'all.
Welcome back to another video. I have no energy today.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Miss me with that no energy stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares you have no energy. If you're not willing to work on it, why should we care? Go boohoo in private. We don't care.
So I ordered Applebee's, thinking it will cheer me up. It does a little bit, honestly. I've been sleeping all day. My depression is out of.
And you know what? I was on Twitter and somebody pointed this out and it made me stop and think. And I'm like, I know that different people handle depression differently. I'm aware of that. Everybody handles it differently. It hits everybody different. Usually, when you get depressed, there's a lack of appetite, not an increase. Like if you get depressed, you don't want to eat. You just don't feel hungry. Yet Chantal continues to eat. Also, on that note, I can't think of anybody who would feel a deep sense of depression and want to turn on a camera and record themselves during that time and put that depression on YouTube. Just sit in front of a camera while you're feeling a certain kind of way and record yourself feeling a certain kind of way and then upload it to YouTube. That's just weird. Usually when you're depressed, you don't want anybody to see you. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to go anywhere. You're just trying to figure out a way to get out of that funky fog that's all around you. So she's depressed, allegedly, but yet she's going to order a bunch of food and eat it. And she's going to turn on a camera and record herself. It's just a strange way to handle your depression, Chantal.
Control. So I got a lemonade. And I got... Oh, they don't even put the name brand on the bag. Applebee's. I got Applebee's. Applebee's. Get it?
And she talks about being depressed, but she's sitting there talking as normal with a big old smile on her face. Again, that looks strange to me. Duper's delight. Saying one thing and acting another way.
Bees. I got the fajitas. Wait. Where's my soup? What's this?
Good God in heaven. All that food.
What did I order?
What, you don't know? You ordered it. Unless somebody else did. So, because I've been watching Chantal for a long time, way back in the day when she lived in the villa, I noticed something. The Chantal is a creature of habit when it comes to her food. She'll pick one thing and then she will eat it for weeks or eat it for months until she picks something else. It's much like when it comes to men. She'll pick one man and fixate on it. When it comes to food, she'll pick one thing and fixate on it and eat it until the cows come home. So whenever I saw Chantal eat something not her norm back in the day, it kind of pointed in the direction that maybe one of her feeding people paid her to eat that. So today with this video, she's eating Applebee's. When's the last time she's eaten Applebee's? When is the last time, y'all? I mean, she's not a fan of Applebee's. Why now? Did somebody pay for this? Is this kind of a fee request, Chantal? The last video that you did, it looked like a feedy video to me because you had your face right next to that turkey platter of food. You had the food right here, right where the camera could see it. That's something the feedies would want. Who are you catering to? Who's paying for this? Who's paying for all this nonsense? I think somebody paid for it. Straight up.
Ah, here it is. They don't give you any cutlery?
Because, I mean, if she didn't pay for it, why would she say, what did I order? If you put in an order, you know exactly what you ordered. I think somebody paid for this. Somebody bought her this meal.
Yeah, that's not even cool whatsoever. I'll be right back. All right. By the way, this is a tablespoon. It's not a...
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a serving spoon, ma'am. And even if it were a tablespoon, that's still too big. Why do you need a spoon that big? You can't use a smaller spoon? For real?
Serving spoon.
It is a serving spoon. Don't argue with me. You're not going to win this argument. That's a serving spoon.
Can we just not, please? You can say, oh yeah, that's a really huge meal, too many portions, yada yada, but don't say.
So people remarking on the fact that you're eating the portion of like 4 to 6 people, that doesn't bother you. But somebody remarking on the fact you're eating with a serving spoon does bother you? Well, since it bothers you, I'm going to bring this up. You use a platter for a plate. And a platter is not a plate. It's a platter. Shouldn't be using it for a plate.
All right. So I have their creamy broccoli soup. Yum. Let's try this.
It's funny how she said she was depressed, but the moment she gets that food, her mood instantly changes. Y'all notice that? She started off, hey guys, I'm feeling depressed. And as soon as she gets that food in hand, she gets a sparkle in her eye. When you have an issue with food, it's not just the eating of the food that makes you happy. It's the ritual. Because we as people, we all develop rituals. Some of the rituals may be good. Some of them may be bad. When you're fixated on something like food, there are rituals that may be involved with the food, like the ordering the food, the getting of the food, the unwrapping of the food. Like all of that makes you happy. So she was going through her rituals, getting the food and then unwrapping it. And she's happy because she's about to have a burst of happiness putting that food in her mouth.
Oh my gosh, it has like huge broccoli chunks. Yum. Garlic toast, I'm guessing.
Wipe your mouth, woman.
So, as you can tell from the title, or from the thumbnail.
And Chantal knows what she's doing. She put the title, I have a huge announcement. So, of course, people are tuning in for this huge announcement, whatever it is, just to find out what she's talking about. And she can go on camera and not eat and talk about what's going on, but that's not good enough. She's going to mix in the food content and basically force everybody to watch her eat. And by eating and chewing and swallowing, the minutes are ticking away for that Google AdSense money to make the video longer. Chantal, just save the food content for some other time. Nobody wants to watch you eat except for the feedy people. Everybody else, not so much. But tell us what you're going to do.
I have a huge announcement.
See, look at her stalling for time. Just, can you say a couple of sentences before you take your next bite? Would that be too much to ask? Just spit it out.
I am pretty sure
Lord, swallow.
that I like when the broccoli's smaller.
Nobody cares about the broccoli. Just say what you got to say.
That I'm going back to Canada.
Okay, so she kind of left that open-ended. I'm going back to Canada for what? Are you going back there for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks? Is it a visa run? Are you going back to live permanently? Why can't you give us more information? Why not? Honestly, Chantal, I don't know why you continue to stay in Kuwait. What is the benefit of being there? You can only hide in Kuwait from your problems in Canada for so long. Eventually, they're going to catch up with you. And the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. While you're in Kuwait, you're losing money. People are getting bored with your content. They're getting bored with you. And you're not helping yourself by doing all this boring content. Your income depends on people staying interested in you. But that's hard to do if you're not interesting. Even the reaction channels, as talented as we are with our commentary, there's not a whole lot we can do with your content. We try, but we don't like saying the same things about the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You got to take a change of scenery. It's time to go back and take care of yourself. It's really time to go back. All the money you're paying for Salah in Kuwait, paying for your place, possibly paying for his place, paying for the groceries, paying for this, paying for that. You could get yourself together in Canada. So the smartest thing you could do is to go back to Canada and stay there. Just let this whole Kuwait arc be over.
The main reason is I don't see myself getting better here. Unfortunately.
So, big question, Chantal. If you go back to Canada, as soon as you get off that plane, are you checking yourself into an inpatient facility? Because that's the only thing that's going to work with you. Strict, locked down inpatient. Put in a place where you can't sneak food, you can't sneak eat, you can't order off an app. That's the only thing that's going to work for you. As extreme as your problem is, as extreme as your fascination with food is, that's the only thing that's going to work. If you are on your own and you have access to an app or fast food restaurants, we know what's going to happen because we've seen it happen. You go to Kuwait, you're indulging in food in Kuwait. The moment you come back to Canada, almost as soon as you get off the plane, you are indulging in the things that you missed, that you had no access to while you're in Kuwait. And that's food and edibles. You just go wild, indulging, because that addiction monster in your head starts talking to you, and it keeps telling you things to give you permission to justify doing things that you really shouldn't be doing. So therefore, you have to go somewhere where somebody else takes the wheel and drives for a while, because you don't know what you're doing. You're out of control. You were supposed to go back to Canada the last time and take care of your health. But the moment that everything with Salah came out, you ran as fast as you could back to Kuwait. Maybe because you felt he was in trouble with you, and because he was in trouble with you, that he would love bomb you, and you really wanted that. But once you got back to Kuwait, you found out that wasn't going to happen. So you ran all the way back to Kuwait for what? To be more miserable. So we will see how long you stay in Canada and what happens. Although I will confess, I don't have much hope for you. Your issues are multi-layered. Your addictions are multi-layered. That is a many-skinned onion. And to fix all that stuff, you got to peel all the layers all the way back. And you're not willing to even just take one layer off and look at it. So if you want to go back to Canada and get help, you can, but I don't see you doing it.
So I feel like it's necessary. Um,
You care about your family.
just miss my
You do
family a
not
lot.
care about your family. Maybe you're concerned about the family right now because when you go back to Canada, you will have no place to go. There's no villa to go home to, nothing. The last visit to Canada, you were staying with your family. You were sleeping on the couch. But during the daytime, you had to be up and out of the house, didn't you? Gave you just enough wiggle room where you could sleep there at night. But during the day, you had to be out of the house because they didn't want you live streaming in their house and for them to have problems. So I guess the family, because of your situation, is now your support system. You're going to your family not because you love them, not because you miss them, but because without your family, you would have to stay in a hotel room or a motel room, wouldn't you? And that can get pretty pricey. But understand this, Chantal, even with family, if you overstay your welcome, yeah, the hospitality may run out. You can't rely on the fact that you're related by blood to people to take advantage of their generosity and get away with it. So sooner or later, you got to get back on your feet.
But that's all I know at the moment. My depression is just so bad right now.
And you think eating all of that's going to help? I'm watching you eat. I don't want to watch you eat, but I'm watching you eat. I don't see your mood changing as you eat. I don't see any joy on your face. And I got to tell you something, Chantal. Somebody who's been there, looking at somebody who's still there with your food issues, you stopped getting high and happy off of food a while ago. Now, all you do is eat to make money. You eat to eat. You don't eat to be happy, to feel happy. You just eat to eat. That dopamine center in your brain must be shot out because it used to be where you would get all giddy and happy about going to get the food, and you get the food, and then you take your first bite and you get that brain explosion and your eyes are rolling the back of your head and you're doing the moans and stuff like you're off in your own world? When is the last time that's happened to you? When is the last time you've had that endorphin rush? Been a while, hasn't it? Well, that's because if you do something too much, you stop feeling the effects. Just you get numb to it. And you overdo something, that's what happens. So now you eat to make money, and you eat so you won't go into food withdrawals. Honestly. That and the fact that there's absolutely nothing else in your life to look forward to. Food is the only thing that she has to look forward to. That is a constant, something she could hold on to. That's why she won't let it go. There's nothing else in her life that makes her happy or that she looks forward to. And all people are motivated by reward. Chantal's biggest task is, if she ever want to get past her issue with food, she's going to have to find something or a group of things that make her as happy as food does. And that's going to be a monumental task because food matters so much to her. In order to get rid of something, you got to find something else to replace it, because nature hates a vacuum. Nature hates a hole. So what could possibly give her as much happiness as food? I don't know. If food is the only thing that makes her happy, if you got one thing that makes you happy, you're not going to let go of it until you find something else that makes you just as happy, if not more happy. And she's not even looking for that other thing either.
I slept like I only fell asleep at 8:30 in the morning. And I woke up at 10 this evening. And I have people in my family who want.
You talk about going back to Canada and your family being your support system. But here's the sad thing. Your issue with food, it's out of your control. It's out of their control. They're not therapists. They're not doctors. They're not an inpatient center that can truly help you. They're not psychologists. What can they do? Your problem is extreme. What can they do? They can't make you better. They can't heal you. And you almost refuse to go to the people who can help you, that might understand what's going on here, that might help to peel back all of the onion layers to get to the center core and tear this whole toxic thing down. What can your family do? They're ordinary people. They don't have issues with food. You do. How could they possibly understand? How could they help to the degree that you need help? What are they going to do? Just say, oh, we're here for you, Chantal. That's pretty much it. But you need something beyond that. You need professional help.
I want to be a support system and help me with appointments and coming with me.
Oh, I get it. So you're going to use your family as your personal Uber drivers. They're going to help me with appointments and drive me places. What happened to the Sangria Kia? What happened to your car? You can't drive yourself to the appointments? Can't take yourself around? So is the plan to use your family to run errands for you, get things for you? That's real nice of you, Chantal. Bothering them for that.
To try to get some mental health help.
And even if she can't drive, y'all, if you're someone and you can't drive to an appointment because of physical restrictions, I'm sure there's something online where you can talk to somebody online and get like an online session. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. If you want help, there's all kinds of help out there. You just have to do your homework and get the help. So if her family can't help her that way, there's another way. And if that way doesn't work, there's got to be another way. You just got to keep looking.
Here's the fajitas, I guess.
See, look at this food. This is not something that she would normally eat. She loves her rice and all that. And did somebody pay for this meal, Chantal? Like eating fajitas, and this does not look like a meal you would order. This looks like a meal that somebody would order for you and ask you to eat.
Sour cream. The fajita bread is like weird. Hard. What the hell? So
What is that? What's in the box?
let me do a thumbnail. What is this?
This does not look like a meal that she would order for herself.
I don't know, but it smells good.
That's another tell. She's like, I don't know what's in this. And she said earlier, I don't know what I ordered. Maybe because that you didn't order it. Somebody did it for you.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so I have people in my life that really, you know, as a support team with the mental health thing. Honestly, mental health care here is so expensive.
And you can almost tell this was a meal that she did not order. Because if she ordered this, she's going to order something that she wants to eat. And she would be all kinds of excited to eat it. But she's not excited to eat this. It's really strange. You order the food, but then you got this look on your face like, I really don't want to eat this.
And yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm just going to come right and say that I can't. We can't, like right now. Like it's too much. Like it's crazy. And
Sorry about the eating, guys.
I'm going to have to start starving myself so I'm not too uncomfortable on the plane. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to happen. Because when Chantal starts to go into a panic about things, when she really starts to get anxious about something, she doesn't move away from food. If anything, it speeds her up. That is such a lovely picture of Chantal right there. She is beauty. She is grace. But she speeds up with her eating. So she's used to a certain lifestyle in Kuwait of ordering 3 times a day. And if she's going back to Canada and staying with her family, how is she going to deal with the changes there? I wonder. Take smaller bites, for God's woman.
But just to let you know,
Finish an entire stuffed fajita in like 2 bites. I can't.
That's what I'll be doing.
Oh, stop eating already. Just finish the conversation, then eat. Can you please do that? Please? Pretty please?
Well, that's the plan. Anyway, so sour cream.
You're so sloppy. You guys see that? Look, look, look here. She's just dropping all that sour cream all over herself. Making a mess.
Very thick sour cream. I love peppers. My health is just bad.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened. My health is just bad. I wonder why. I wonder why it's bad. Could it be eating between 8 to 10,000 calories a day? By the way, y'all, little interesting fact. So I was wondering, I was just curious. Someone who is between 500 and 600 pounds, to maintain 500 to 600 pounds, how many calories does a person eat to maintain that kind of weight? Because whatever person you are in the world, however much you weigh, it takes a certain number of calories to maintain that weight. So for a woman like Chantal, and my guess is that she's in the 550-pound range. And yes, I'm taking into account that she is short. She's 5 feet tall. I'm 5'4". And when you're short, sometimes a little weight looks like more. I think she's easily 550. So let's just say she's 500 pounds even, although I think she's more. To maintain 500 pounds, she has to eat 5,000 plus calories a day. To put things in perspective, I'm 5'4", about 130 something pounds. I haven't stepped on the scale lately. And I eat 1,600, 1,800 a day. So what she eats in a day would suffice for me for at least 3 or 4 days. She has to eat 5,000, 6,000 calories to maintain her weight. If she goes over that, that's when she gains weight. Plus, consider the fact that she is very sedentary. She doesn't move around. She doesn't burn any calories. So whatever she eats, it turns into fat. So she's gaining weight rapidly because of that too.
My leg is not doing much better. I need access to like certain things, maybe like an MRI or something, which is also very expensive here.
But I thought healthcare in Kuwait was cheaper. Didn't you say that everything in Kuwait was cheaper?
Yes, even if you're an expat.
You're not an expat though. You're not in the country working, or you shouldn't be because you're on a tourist visa. You're just a tourist. So you're not an expat.
Imaging is more expensive. Oh, I forgot cheese.
Now we can't forget the cheese. What's wrong with you? It's just not a Chantal meal without plenty of cheese. Chantal and cheese go together like fupas and barracudas. She's sitting there at a table with a tray directly beneath her chin, and she still manages to make a mess. At this point, Chantal, just get an adult high chair and sit it and put a bib on. You know, Chantal, if you ever look at your channel and you ask yourself the question, why are my views going down? Why are people getting bored? Why are more people going over the reaction channels? Exhibit A, right here. This right here. Here you go. This is the reason why. Because of this content, this kind of content. The content you're doing right now, at this very second, it only appeals to a small sect of people. People that have the food fetish. Understand you have a larger section of your audience that this is not their jam. They don't have a food fetish. And because they don't, they're not going to get into this as much. And they're not going to support this. There's a large section of your audience that they want you to get healthy, and they will get behind you in whatever health journey you really put yourself on. So you're ignoring the 75% in your audience that they are there for whatever you put out there. You're catering more to the 25% that cater to you indulging in your addiction on camera. You are really zeroing in on them, although I don't know why. There can't be that many. Considering the numbers that you're getting on your channel, I would say not many of those people are on your channel. So why cater to them? Especially at the expense of your health. Why work so hard to make them happy and ignore the other people in your audience that they want to see you get better? Those food fetish people, those are the haters, believe it or not. The ones that cheer you on and they talk about food with you and they encourage you to eat, believe it or not, Chantal, those are your true haters. Because they don't care if you're sick and you get sicker. They don't care if you end up in the hospital. All they care about is getting their fetish fulfilled. And if you don't do it, somebody else will do it. They're not that choosy. But they don't care about you and your personal health. They just want what they want. And because you'll give it to them, they'll watch you for the moment. But at the same time that you're making them happy, you're making yourself sick. There's a price for life for everything. And damaging your health is the stupidest thing ever. But go ahead. You know, she's so focused on getting X amount of views per video and making $100 or $200 for a video where she's doing a mukbang, but she's not thinking about the hospital bills later if something happens to her. So if you make 100 or how's that going to work if you go to the hospital and you got to spend time in the hospital and you're racking up a hospital bill for thousands and thousands of dollars? Make a little money now, pay a lot more later because you didn't take care of your health.
You want me to chew? This is what happens. We waste time.
We almost done. I don't want to watch her eat no more. Stop eating, please. Just listen, we got 2.5 minutes left, Chantal. Just stop eating. Just say what you got to say so I can end this video. Are you done talking? So everything she just said in this video, she could have put into a community post. But if she did it in a community post, she wouldn't make any money. So for 3 sentences, she made an entire almost 15-minute video. But again, I'm going to wait. It's one of those wait and see things. What Chantal says and what Chantal does are two different things. So she's in this video saying that she might possibly be going back to Canada. She's not saying when. I'll believe it when I see it. If she does a live stream back in Canada, then I'll know she's back in Canada. And I also have to wonder if things between her and Salah are rocky and this is her silent, manipulative way of, in a way, threatening him, like, oh, you better take care of me, you better pay attention to me, or I'm going back to Canada and taking my money with me in an effort to get attention from him. Because if that's what this is, I don't think it's going to work, Chantal. I think Salah is as burnt out as you. He's burnt out on this whole deal. He's burnt out on you. It's gotten to a place where the juice ain't worth the squeeze. He wants you to go home. He was practically skipping and hopping through that airport when he dropped you off the last time. And it was really obvious when you came back, he was not happy about it. You were supposed to be gone a lot longer. So how long are you going to stay gone for this time? If you're smart, you'll go back home to Canada and you won't return to Kuwait. Before you leave Kuwait, you'll tell Salah, look, just find Julia a really good home, find Harry a good home. We're done here, and that's that. Just end the arc right then and there. There's no need for this to continue. It's stupid. The fairy tale marriage, it's not a marriage. You guys were never married. You guys had no chemistry. What is the point in carrying this on? What's the point? Just let it go.
So,
and you can tell that she didn't like that food because there's lots of food still left on the plate. Look at all that food. Since when did Chantal leave a lot of food behind? She did not order that, I promise you. Somebody else ordered that. Or she would have cleaned her plate.
I always, I have this vision of me kicking my health issues in the butt.
And how are you going to accomplish that? If you were able to do it on your own, you would have done it on your own long ago. But I think even it's out of your control, Chantal. It's over your head. It's way over your head. You know that. You don't want to admit that. You won't surrender to the universe and say, I'm over my head. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. You won't say it. You won't face yourself. And because you won't face yourself, because you keep running from the truth of what you do and who you are, and you keep swimming down that river of denial, you're drowning in it. You're doing that talk in your head of, I can beat this, I can do this, and I can turn things around tomorrow, but yet it never happens. The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, you're doing the same things over and over again and getting no results. So what have you got to lose? Go home and get yourself together if you care. If not, we'll just continue to watch you as you are and see what happens.
And then I think I'm really finally realizing, like, I can't do that from here. I just don't feel strong enough, like, without a proper support system. And yeah, my husband is supportive, but also a more supportive system. And it's not perfect, but I also have my fling. I don't have much of an appetite, honestly. I just want to go back to bed. So anyway, I'll obviously let you guys know more, but I'm not, excuse me, going to say when I'm leaving, obviously. Just wanted to let you know that's in the future. So, yeah.
You know,
Anyway,
I'm just, hold on a minute. You know, maybe it's me, maybe I'm talking wrong here, but something's going on with her eyes. They seem a bit strange today. Like, is she under the influence of something? Anyway, um, I'm just getting this feeling that she's talking about going back to Canada now. And generally, when she does that, the trip is going to happen soon. I can't say how soon, but generally, when she's briefing people about what she's going to do, it's going to happen soon. So we'll just see what happens.
um, I guess that's it for now. I don't have anything else really else to say. Um, yeah, that's all information I have for now.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. She's done. All right, guys. So I guess Chantal, she's going back to Canada at some point, and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna wait and see because it's with Chantal, she's a liar. So who knows if she's going back or not, or if she's gonna change her mind, or if this whole thing is just to get attention from Salah. Again, it's one of those wait and see things. Wait and see how things play out. Don't jump to conclusions because the conclusion could always change before the final result. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and y'all have a good one. Until the next one, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.